Okay, race 3 of the day then here at Silverstone for the 1998 Super Touring cars. This is race number 3, a 12-minute race to the line. This is the third round of the season using the 98 Touring cars for a switch from the 2011 cars at the end of the previous round of racing at Imola. So this is the grid as we see it for race number 3 then. So the poleman is 55, Nigel Foster in the Nigel Mansell car, ironically enough. Alongside him is Ben Singleton in the 98 car. Row 2, inside of row 2 in third position is going to be Scott Kinton in another one of the Vauxhalls. Alongside him is the fourth place starter of Halil San. Then we've got the first of the Nissans next of Niall McFerrin in car number 8. And then grid position number 6 is the first of the Volvos. And that is going to be... Who's that? That is...
It's Kevin.
Kevin in the
Kevin Van den Bosch.
Yep, in the number something or other car, number 14 car, there you go.
14, yeah.
Yep, next up on row number 4, we've got the third Vauxhall on track. That is going to be Aaron McGrath in car number 88. Then we've got the first of the Audis, not shoved up somebody's backside yet. And that is of that 8th position, so that's Jack Ward in car number 7. 9th position on the grid is Owen Potter in another one of the Volvos, car number 4. 10th place on the grid is John Smith in the number 3 Renault, and then the back of the grid in 11th place is number 1 Jordan Fleming in the second of the 2 Renaults, who I believe went to win race number 2 today. I think that might have been the case. We have got one non-starter on the grid for this race, and that is the number 22 car of Connor Gibson-Leach after he retired at the midway point of race number 2. So, like I say, 12 minutes of action coming away. There's the final car on the grid. Headlights are flashing already on the grid from the Audi, so we'll see what happens on this one. Lights on the gantry, here we go. And we get a green. The Nissan was very clean off the start there in the midfield, but we head down towards Copse for the first time, 4 wide amongst the midfield. It's going to be a lead at the moment for Nigel Foster. Here comes from flying down the inside in the Nissan and takes the lead in the early stage. You've got Vauxhall running wide behind, along with one of the Volvos, so it's all happened at turn 1. Your leader in the early stage then is going to be Niall McFerrin in the Nissan as they head down towards Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. Are they getting around Beckett's okay for the first time? I'm asking. Got a bit of a bump there as on the Volvo's got involved. That was certainly Van der Bosch got a wing mirror flying off on the Renaults. I think that was a bit of weight reduction there in the midfield.
Yeah, it's a quite clean opening, couple of corners for the touring cars as they head down towards Brooklands now. We're going 3 wide there. Foster's sandwiched in the middle. Is it going to get through? Yes, good move there from Fleming, a title contender at the moment. He's looking. Oh no, that's not Fleming. That's a Smith. We'll ignore that. Oh, we've got a car going off across there, and another move up the inside. He's on a mission, that Renault.
Yes, John Smith certainly on a mission there, fighting very hard. I think it's with Aaron McGrath in the number 88 Vauxhall Vectra as they head down towards Woodcote for the first time. Got a bit of contact as they come down the pitch straight towards Copse for the second time. This is an incredible battle between those two as they head down towards Copse. Going to get round okay. Yes, they can. Smith holds it round the outside. McGrath bubbles over the curbs there and runs a bit wide into the runoff area at Copse Corner as they head down. The lead battle has not really there at the moment as the Nissan has run away at the front. It's a battle between the 2 Volvos and the Audi, and it's natural habitat right at the backside of the car in front as they make their way down the Wellington Straight back towards Brooklands of the clubhouse.
Yes, the Volvos are trying to work their way down to close in on McFerrin in the lead, but Jack Ward's all over him in the Audi there. One of the only Audis, and we've got a Renault chasing in behind. So it's McFerrin in the lead, Bosch in second, Potter in third, who's a little sideways through there, and Ward up into fourth. A little nudge there, a bit of friendly fire from the 2 Volvos, but it looks like they were going to be okay. So yeah, it should be fine as we head on to the third lap of the race.
Yes, it's been a very, very lively opening couple of laps then so far from this one as they come through to lap number 3 now. The main interest is still at second place battle between the 2 Volvos and the Audi. So it's Sweden versus Germany. It's going to be side by side to turn 1 as the 2 Volvos go side by side. Potter tries to move on the inside. Van der Bosch closes the door on him. Here comes the Audi down the inside. Jack Ward and goes down the inside. Bang door piles in. The Audi loses a wing mirror. Wasn't using it anyway, so it's okay. Got another car running very wide in the background. Maybe number 1 of Jordan Fleming in his Renault, and well, this could be interesting as Scott Kinton's involved in this one now in the Vauxhall as they make their way into, that was Beckett's for the third time asking. I think that was, they head down the Wellington Straight side by side between the Vectra and the Renault.
Yeah, the Renault looks like it's missing its front bumpers. It's obviously been embroiled in a war somewhere. I think that's actually Aaron McGrath in that Vauxhall. Doesn't matter, he's been passed by the two Renaults now. So, yes, it's Smith, then Fleming in the two Renaults, and then whoever's in this Vauxhall behind them.
It is Aaron McGrain, number 88, so I apologise, that was my fault, as the two Renaults are now set off in pursuit of the leading group of cars. And yes, it looks like Jordan Fleming's had a bit of weight reduction somewhere along the way. He must have hit the back of somebody or been clobbered by somebody else in the meantime. The lead battle is, well, not really happening at the moment, as the first to the Volvo. I think that's going to be of Koen van der Bosch, I would imagine. So yes, it is. In the number 14 car is really chasing down Al McFerrin now in that Nissan. The Nissan runs a bit wide there going into the Beckett's right-hander, but can the Volvo get the run down the straight?
We gained a lot of time under the brakes there. This is something to remember for later going into this one especially. Brooklands is a very high overtaking point, so Bosch has closed in straight away on McFerrin in the space of a lap. That's almost half a second he's gained. Ward's got past Potter finally in the Audi, and Potter is sitting behind Ward still, trying to hope for a mistake, but it looks like the lead pack have dropped them.
It does now got a fight on between the two Renaults here as they go through the many a cone that have been killed there on the apex of Luffield, but it's side by side. In fact, you've had position changes. Fleming goes through into, I believe, he's now going to be 5th place on tracks. The two Renaults trade places. We've got the Vauxhall behind them with the headlights well ablaze, and well, this could be just they come down to Copse Corner. Smith looking on the inside of Fleming. No, he backs out of it, so Smith holds through into 6th place now as the Vauxhall really deciding to go all the way down to the grandstand there. But it looks like it's still going to be the same order for the Renaults. They come into the right-hander brackets. In fact, they hit each other. Oh. There's contact amongst the two of them, and that could have been absolutely dire for those two. And the advertising board's been absolutely annihilated in the meantime. But it looks like it's still going to be, at the moment, Fleming from Smith. They come back towards the clubhouse once again.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse for the two Renaults there. If it was a little bit more to the right, it could have taken them both out of contention for any form of decent result here, but they managed to keep it going. We saw on the entry under that one, Jack Wall getting a little bit sideways, but as we see Aaron McGrath eyeing up John Smith in that second Renault, he's got a little bit wide. McGrath cuts under, has he got it done? No, they bang doors, a little sideways, no. Smith holds the place.
Well, that was a proper full-ball touring car racing. A bit of rubbing his racing coming out of Woodcote that time by. And that has lost John Smith a whole heap of time to his teammate Jordan Fleming, who is now just sort of set off into the sunset, and he is now chasing after the battle between Potter and that is the Audi as well. The Audi of, I think that's Jack Ward in number 7, as Connor Gibson Leach is not out there. And Potter is really on the charge here. Runs a bit wide there, coming through Maggots.
Just trying to get the drive under, but there's action up at the front. I think Bosch is alongside McFerrin as we see further up the field. Yes, he's slipstreaming him. McFerrin almost in the bridge in defence as they come in wide into Brooklands. Can Bosch get it around the outside a bit? A brave move if he can. Not quite, it seems. No, McGrath holds on. McFerrin holds on to the position for now, but it looks like it could be more feisty in the coming laps.
It certainly could be, as the top two are now right together as they come round to join us at Woodcote for what is going to be an lap. It's lap number 6 this time by coming onto lap number 7. So we are just past the halfway stage of this race. Around 6 minutes to go. There's around 6 minutes still to go. So it looks like it's going to be from McFerrin, from Van den Bosch, the top two, still fighting as hard as they possibly can. Someone's run wide at the first corner. That's Potter going a long way off the track there in the Volvo. That's something that Jordan Fleming wants to see in his Renault.
Yeah, Fleming closing in onto the back of Potter now, who's slowly losing the back of that Audi as he runs wide into the Beckett's complex. But yeah, again, 2x2 for the race leaders. Here we go. It's McFerrin on the inside once again. Bosch on the outside. He's got more of a bit of speed, but this has quite quick in a straight line. Who's going to get it? It's close. It's 2x2 as they go around Brooklands. No, Bosch has to back out of it, so McFerrin holds on to it once again.
Indeed, it's certainly been these two together for the race lead for the number of laps now. And Van den Bosch just can't quite find a way past the Nissan. Japanese engineering and Swedish engineering, both very strong cars. But they make their way down towards Copse once again for lap number 8.
And while these two are battling, which is brilliant to see, the Audi's closing in, so it could be a three-way fight for the lead. But if all of them take each other out, it could be one further down. You'd never know in touring cars. That's what makes it brilliant.
Okay, they head down towards the Maggots and Beckett's complex once again. Van den Bosch looking around the outside. Can he make a move? No, he can't. The inside is shut as well from the Nissan as they make their way down the Wellington Straight once again. This could be Van den Bosch's chance in the slipstream right behind the back of that Nissan. They've got to worry about as well very shortly Jack Ward in the Audi catching them, who's really closed in very heavily as they go into the left-hander at Brooklands, and a big side note there for the Nissan there that very nearly went and swapped ends on him. And they head their way round Luffield then. Can the Nissan hold off the Vodafone Nissan? Chased down by the Volvo, the S40. And they make their way out of Woodcote as they come down to the pitch straight once again.
Bosch can't seem to get alongside early enough to get the move done. The slipstream is very powerful, but as with very defence on the inside of the cover, you've got to be brave if you're going around the outside, but Bosch is doing it anyway. Can he do it? He might actually. No, he's going to hang out. Yeah, it's straight back in the slipstream. He's going to send up another move as to head down into the next complex of corners into the Magus Beckett's area. He's on the inside for the right, but he's going to be on the outside for the left, or the other way around. Oh, Wilson comes in fucking broadside. Jesus, he almost took out both of them.
That was a very scary moment. I hope they weren't looking in their rearview mirrors there. That was having a multiple car pile-up as they're now side by side for the lead once again. These two, you can't separate them. There's a piece of paper between them, and it's not a very big one at that. It's side by side. Left-hander at Brooklands. The Volvo now goes through to lead it for the first time. Cut back on the inside from the Nissan. That's going to put him on the outside for Luffield. He backs out of it, gives a bit of a love tap to the Volvo just to say to me, look, I am here still. You don't need to run away yet. And the Audi, look at that, it's right on their rear end now, and he's bringing the other Volvo Potter with them, so it could be a 4-car battle for a lead here in the closing few laps.
Never rule anything out in this race. It could be go anyone's way, but now Bosch has got past it because he had the inside into Brooklands, and now it looks like he's dropping McFerrin, and now that leaves him exposed for Ward as we head down the straight. But the slipstream yet again is very powerful here.
It is indeed. So we are going to be on to lap number 11 next time, this time by. So I think we've only got 2 more laps to go looking at the time on the clock. But it's still looking like it's going to be the Volvo at the front this time by. The Nissan is still trying everything he knows to get back on terms with Kevin in the Volvo at the front. The Audi is there as well in third. So we'll see what happens to the second place battle. And obviously you can't rule out the fact of the other Volvo of Potter getting involved in the closing laps. They clatter their way over the curbs at Brooklands in front of the clubhouse. And it looks like they seem to spread out a bit now, so the battle has certainly calmed down a bit on that lap.
Still plenty of time remaining. Well, it's not a lot of time because the lap's only a minute long, but these laps seem to take forever when you're fighting for the win. It's not quite close enough. No, McFerrin is still a distance behind Bosch. I think Bosch might have cleared him now, so it's more anything. It's going to be the battle for second unless something weird happens.
Yes, the top 5 broken free of the rest of the field at this point. Jordan Fleming is just about there now. I don't think he's got quite enough laps to catch him there. If this was a 50-minute race, it may have been a different story as they make their way round. And the Primera nearly ends up in the back of the Volvo. That was a very near miss yet again at the right-hander at Beckett. That's certainly becoming a bit of a problem point for a few of these cars in the braking. Obviously, having to brake around another corner, hence why the car isn't particularly happy there. Into Brooklands they go again then. And the top 3 are still together. This is somewhat calmed down now, but the Primera is closer than it was last time around. In fact, he's locked up a little bit there. That might cost him dear as they come through and out and towards what is going to be Woodcote and down the home straight, and it is going to be last lap board is out. Last lap board is out. The stewards have confirmed this will be the final lap of racing for this Super Touring car race here at Silverstone. They head down towards Cops for what is going to be the last time.
I'm going to have to retract what I said there. McFerrin was closer on that lap, but it's just this first corner as we see the Audi going really wide there, trying to gain as much time as he can on this last lap of the race. Potter and Fleming follow behind, and yeah, McFerrin is very good under brakes over here, but it's just losing time on exit, which leaves him exposed for the Audi here going down the straight.
You could say the Audi completely mullered the first corner there as they make their way down towards Brooklands for the final time. This is the final fling for the Nissan to do anything, but equally the Audi can do just as much. It's actually closer to the back of the Nissan. The Nissan is to the back of the Volvo. He's going for a... Oh, he's messing up. He's gone wrong. He's in the gravel. He's off into the tyre barrier.
In the tyres, what such a shame for the Audi there. He did everything right in that race. He's just tried to send it, broke too late, wheel on the grass, off he goes into the tyre wall. Cutting lap for him, but that puts everyone up behind into positions, and I think if this is the last lap, I believe that is Kevin van der Bosch to take the win from race 3 in front of Niall McFerrin and Owen Potter down there in third.
Yeah, fourth with Jordan Fleming recovering some championship points, and look at this coming out of the final bend between the Vauxhall and the Renault. In fact, the Vauxhall's managed to get the run out the final bend from the Renault. John Smith, he's just beating back to the line, and well, that was some hell of a finish for the touring cars. Here comes number 99, that's Scott Kinton to come through, and we've got somebody having a bit of explanation. That was Halil Sanin, the independent Renault there, who just ran a bit wide off the final corner at Woodcote, but I believe bar Nigel Foster, I think he's the only car left to finish. No, he's not. In fact, there's another Vauxhall that's appeared out of nowhere as well, for good measure.
That's Ben Singleton coming in to close out in whatever position. I think that's 8th or 9th or somewhere. But yeah, what a race that was at the front. It could have gone anyone's way. Such gut-wrenching luck for the Audi, and here comes Foster in the V6 Mondeo to come around Woodcote to finish out the grid.
Yeah, here's the final car home in the Nigel Mansell car, and he has actually finished the race for a change rather than been taken out by somebody else. And oof, that was a bit of a crash.
You say that.
That was very big. I think that might beat the one we had for the Formula One cars here back in May when after the flag won the. I think it was one of the Saubers got up to the Annihilator after the line at Cops, but that was a fantastic race as far as the touring cars are concerned, and very much a very good advertisement to what touring car racing is all about, and certainly shows how close and competitive these sort of late 90s touring cars really were at the time. They were fantastic to race.
And they're brilliant to race on R Factor still. As you saw in that one, that was absolutely enthralling. Could have gone anyone's way, and at the end, the Volvo took the victory. But like I said, it could have gone anywhere in the top 5.
Absolutely, that is what we want to see. There was at least 5 cars on that final lap that could have done it. Jack Ward had his chance at Brooklands. It looked like he just broke far too late, locked up all the wheels, and off into the tyre barrier, and the Audi made friends of the tyre barrier. But that is what we want to see. We want to see the thrilling last lap attacks, really. And, amazingly for touring cars, the contact was kept to a pretty bare minimum in that race. It was a lot cleaner than what we've seen for the rest of the night, anyway.
Yeah, that was one of the cleaner races of the night. The early ones were a little bit bashy, but yeah, that just goes to show you don't have to hit people to move out of the way. It was good, clean, a little bit of rubbing, but that's normal for touring cars.
Yep, and I will point out the Marshals have got an eBay collection of door mirrors following that race, so if any drivers want to buy back their door mirrors, please feel free to do so online. So I think that pretty much wraps up the touring cars here at Silverstone. A fantastic demonstration for them, and what is going to be, I believe, the final ever time we see touring car racing at VCRL here at Silverstone. I think the final ever time we're going to see racing full stop here at Silverstone at VCRL, I think. Is that the case?
I believe so. I don't think for the winter months now the touring cars will be venturing out. This is the last season for them. Yeah, we've got Lime Rock coming up, which actually, if we're doing this in real life, it's actually happened. We're doing this 2 weeks after the race, and we're coming up to the final 2 rounds, which is Brands Hatch GP on the 21st of whatever month we're in, October. And then the 28th is the final round at Croft, which marks 10 months of touring car racing at VCRL. And yeah, that ends out the touring cars.
Yep, and the touring cars will go full circle, of course, as they made their first appearance at Croft. Oof, what month was that now? Probably, what was it?
28th of January.
There you go, January, there you go.
10 months of touring cars.
Yep, so what's going to happen there is the touring cars will just go full circle back to where they started, and the 1998 cars will see us out as the 1994 cars did back in January. And whether Senna Class will return to have another rollover at Croft, we wait to find out. But on behalf of us all here at VCR, I thank you very much for your support. And like Owen says, the touring cars will be back for 2 more fixtures at Brands Hatch and Croft. But until next time, from all of us here at VCR, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the very near future. Goodbye.